Good morning. Welcome to Environmental Science Week 12 online here for the spring 2018 semester. It is Monday, the 26th of March at about 9 a.m. I just want to give you a couple of updates for what we should be thinking about for this week online here. If you look at the calendar for the course, if you pull up the syllabus for this class, you'll notice that this week, starting today and going through the 1st of April, we should be looking at content dealing with geology and non-renewable resources coming out of our textbook. And I think what I'm going to do, rather than pile on more stuff, is to give you a week to kind of get caught up on a few things. The last couple of weeks have been a little different in terms of the scheduling and in terms of kind of some of the assignments that I've asked you to do. And so I'm going to give us what I guess you could think of as a work week this week to finish up some of those things. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to basically nix the geology and non-renewable resource material from your kind of list of responsibilities. And so don't worry about the material from chapter 12 in your book that deals with geology and non-renewable resources. I would strongly encourage you to read it. If those are issues that are interesting to you, they should be. But I'm not going to assess you on any of that material in terms of giving you a quiz over that material or in terms of asking you to complete the normal, whatever normal is, series of weekly assignments for that particular unit. And so don't worry about that material in terms of being assessed on it. If you'd just like to read about it, I would encourage you to do that, but don't worry about being quizzed on it or otherwise. What I'd like you to be working on this week then would be some of the following things. And so if you click on Dropbox assignments, there's kind of two things that need to be completed coming up here shortly. And so one, this FET greenhouse effect assignment that I released a couple of weeks ago, we've only got about 10 people who have submitted that so far. That's less than half of the class. And so we need to get everybody to complete this FET greenhouse effect assignment. And I'd like you to try to get that done this week here while you've got some time to work on things. If you're having trouble getting the simulation to work, or if you're having trouble finding out what the heck it is you're supposed to do for this assignment, please be in contact with me as I will begin to get these things graded this week. The second thing, I guess, that's sort of new-ish is the movie that I'd asked you to watch a week or so ago that looks at how the upper Midwestern United States has an influence on the Mississippi River and then what impact that has on communities downstream from us. And so I'd like you to take a few minutes, about an hour or so, to watch this movie, Troubled Waters. It's on Canopy, and you can watch it through the Canopy platform. There is a little Word document that goes along with this movie here that you can then submit through the Dropbox assignment. So far, we've only got 5 of you who have completed that so far, so we need to get everybody kind of up to speed on that. This material here supplements what we would have been looking at last week in the textbook from chapter 11 that's dealing with water resources and water pollution. So kind of an application of some of those ideas that are close to home here. There's not going to be a quiz over chapter 11 either, I should mention. And so kind of the quiz, what will take place at the quiz for chapter 11 is going to be your completing the question and answer handout that goes along with the Troubled Waters movie. So try to get that knocked out this week as well. I was going to see if there's another place that I put this Troubled Waters. I think if you click on content, and if you roll down here past the weekly stuff, let's see here. So here where it says week 11, water resources and water pollution, might look a little different on your end. Here's where, so this was going back a week or two now, I guess last week. Here's the link that gets you to the Canopy website. Here's the Word document that you need to be doing for that. So 2 things that I'd like you to be working on this week are, again, your FET greenhouse effect and your troubled waters Q&A. Those you can submit those here under Dropbox assignments, and you can find the material that goes along with those. Do it this way. You can find the content that goes along with those assignments. If you click on content, the week 11 stuff from last week, the water resources and water pollution, that's right there. And then the PhET greenhouse effect is also here. So let me know if you're having trouble getting into those. Those are two things that you should be working on this week. The other thing that you need to be working on this week, if I click on discussions, and this was maybe a little confusing based on my instructions from last week, but if you click on discussion and you scroll down to general discussion, what I'd like you to do is go back to Canopy. Now that you've had a chance to kind of experience what this Canopy website's all about, what I'd like you to do is go back to Canopy and find a movie that interests you. Not the Troubled Waters movie, something different. A movie that interests you that is related somehow to environmental science. So can you connect it back to the material that we've discussed in class, or that you think we might discuss yet between now and the end of the term if you kind of flip through the remaining chapters of the book. So I need you to find a movie on Canopy that is relevant to this class, something that interests you, and then provide us with a really brief presentation based on that movie. So talk to us a little bit about what the movie was about, talk to us a little bit about who wrote the movie or who directed the movie, who acted in the movie, what were some big takeaways that you had, why did you choose this movie, maybe you had some questions when you finished watching it and you could share those with us. How many stars would you give the movie? So 5 would be I like this movie a lot. I'm going to give it 5 stars. 1 star would be this movie's not that good. So this is what I'd like you to work on. This is one kind of last thing that I'd like you to be working on here this week, in addition to the troubled waters and PhET simulation. So again, I'm going to give you this week to work on these ideas. And so work on your Canopy movie presentation. Be working on your PhET simulation, and be working on this week 11 water resources and water pollution stuff. I'm not going to give you anything new this week because I know a lot of us still kind of need to get caught up on these things, and so take some time to do that. Next Monday, so a week from today, we're not going to, campus is not open next Monday because it's the Monday after Easter, and so campus is typically closed, and so I won't come up with anything new on Monday of next week, but Tuesday of next week I'll be back with another little video or an email that will talk to you a little bit about what we'd like to start doing new for next week. We've only got a few weeks left here. We've got 3 or 4 more kind of big assignments that we're going to introduce to you here between now and the end of the term. And so stay tuned for that next Tuesday when I release the next round of assignments. All right, that's it for me. Please feel free to contact me if you have questions about anything, and I look forward to seeing what you've got to say about these ideas online. Take care, gang, and have a great